You're a frustrated final expense insurance agent that wants to know the truth about what is taking place with my final expense Facebook leads. What are some of the disadvantages? Well, my friends, you found the right video. I'm going to share with you at least 3 disadvantages when it comes to spending your dollars on some final expense Facebook leads because some, oh man, they'll smoke you. All right. So I hope you enjoy this content. Before we go into this together, my name is Jason. I'm your friend in the business, and I'm very blessed to partner with brand new and veteran agents alike in our national agency, selling shoulder to shoulder life, Medicare, and annuities face to face, but more importantly, in the telespace. And we do use final expense Facebook leads for face to face insurance sales in our agency as well as in the telespace. So if you need any free resources or good lead vendors, jasonfinalexpense.com will serve you in any way we can, my friends. So disadvantage number 1, this is the Lord's truth on this stuff, is they are a very low intent lead with a lot of lead vendors. You've got to understand the user, all right, your prospect never leaves normally Facebook. This frustrates insurance agents because they haven't invested much time into clicking your ad. And that's actually what's happening. There's not a lot of thought. It's a distracted click, not a intent click. So you've got to understand a Facebook lead. The disadvantage number 1 is that it's a very low intent lead with not a lot of buyer intent. They're looking at their kids, they're looking at something else. Now something pops up, maybe they click on it. Well, they didn't invest a lot of time or thought into that click. Now, it's still a good lead, my friends. It still is. We use them, but you've got to understand that things look mostly the same when it comes to Facebook final expense leads. It's the same state regulated blankety, blankety, blankety. They're not familiar with you yet, or that it's even life insurance in the first place. So make sure that you know what the ad copy says. This is going to help you turn a Facebook lead from a disadvantage to an advantage. You want to make sure that it says life insurance in the Facebook ad. And if you work for some organization that's like, hey, trust me, give me a couple $1,000 and we'll do it for you, be careful. You have to know that you've got good buyer intent. You got to know who's behind the curtain, who's actually running the campaigns. They need to be showing you the actual ad. And if they're not giving you a copy of the ad, boy, they'll probably give you a cop out of, oh, I can't tell you who's doing this for you, but just trust me, wink, wink. Quick way to lose your wealth, my friends. Never let anybody be in control of your marketing or your lead dollars when you don't know the ad copy. You don't need low intent ad copies where it's like one ply toilet paper. You're going to feel dirty. Not saying you can't use a bunch of these kind of leads and get the job done, but a low intent lead is going to have a very high cost per acquisition because you're going to need a lot of CPL, cost per lead. You're going to have a ton, all right, of leads that you're going to have to use to get the job done. So understand a final expense Facebook lead for the most part is very, very low intent. And I want to be intentional on sharing this truth with you. All right. Now, number 2 is equally as important. Number 2, the disadvantages of most. I say most because there's some really good Facebook lead vendors out there that have lots of buyer intent, but a lot of times it's outdated user information. So when they almost sneeze on their keyboard, it populates the information. Well, the phone number, the email that they even had may not be accurate, and this will put you on your heels when you're trying to help folks. Outdated information happens all the time with some of these final expense Facebook lead done for you systems or even lead vendors. Be careful. Outdated information is going to leave you in a place of frustration and pain. It's painful enough when you've got the right phone number. It's even worse when everything's wrong. So the email, the phone, the address, all the information, a lot of times with Facebook is when they initially set up their Facebook account. And let's get real. Maybe some of you put Daffy Duck on your Facebook campaign because you didn't trust the man, didn't trust the machine, right? So this is going to mess you up when you're spending your money on final expense Facebook leads, and then everything's a train wreck because the information is wrong. If it's an auto-populated, usually it's what they call pre-filled in a lot of cases. See how this causes problems for you? This is some truth that not all places are going to put out for you. So understand outdated information happens a lot with final expense Facebook leads. All right. Now, tip number 3, the negative, the disadvantage of them is they were only reached, typically, they never left the Facebook, all right, news feed. there's an algorithm. The moment you click on something, that's all you're going to see for like weeks. So even though you may have, let's say, an exclusive final expense telesales lead or an exclusive, okay, final expense Facebook lead, now the client, the prospect clicks on it. Well, now their news feed is blowing up and they're not actually leaving the Facebook feed. And now they're being fed all these other ads that may look the same. That's the problem. If they stay on Facebook, which most of these places are, you're going to be frustrated because you got an exclusive lead, but you got to work those leads so stinking fast or you're going to get slaughtered, my friends. Speed is so important because that news feed is blowing up. I mean, type in like pink balloons in your Facebook, all right, search, and all you're going to see is like pink balloon stuff. It's crazy. And this causes problems when you're purchasing leads where this lead vendor, or maybe you're doing your own, now all their feed is just filled with final expense ads. And now this lowers your chance for success, increases your cost per acquisition because you're going to need so many more final expense Facebook leads to do the job. Now, my friends, there's some really good final expense lead vendors out there, some of the best out there, and we use them. All right. So we really like good vendors, but a bad vendor will beat you up and leave a bad taste in your mouth. We use vendors that throw people to a landing page where they actually don't sneeze on the keyboard and it populates. So it's all this wrong information. We increase buyer intent by using vendors that actually have the consumer click and type the information so that it's truly right. We make sure that we've got the ad copy so that we know that it says life insurance, so that you're increasing buyer intent so that you don't get beat up by all these disadvantages of a lot of these lead vendors. Be careful of insurance agencies that are like, hey, use our special system, give us thousands and we'll just handle it for you. You just sit back there and we'll feed you your leads. What you can find is sometimes people can scrape the cream off the top. They're in control of your leads, which means they've got leverage over you. If they control your leads, they control you. Be careful, control your marketing, control your business. This is your business to run. And some people feel like they get almost robbed when, man, they're trusting somebody, some organization to handle thousands and thousands of dollars of their leads, and then they don't get transparency into what the ad copy looks like. They don't know even who is the man behind the curtain, the woman behind the curtain, who is the person doing this. Oh, just trust me, special person in-house. Wink, wink. Come on now. Let's get it clear so you've got transparency so that you can truthfully trust and dive forward with action. This is important with final expense Facebook lead vendors, final expense Facebook leads in general. So don't get frustrated. You don't have to have a low intent final expense Facebook lead. There's some really good ones out there, but they're not going to be $2-3. Those are going to beat you up, my friends, and make sure you see the ad copy. I hope these truths help you. I hope it takes you far. If we can do anything to serve you, if you need good high intent final expense leads, we'll help you in any way we can. Jason, finalexpense.com. Thanks for watching. Hope this protects your wallet. Be warriors today, my friends. They need you. We'll see you soon.